Hey friends, hello everyone. I will dedicate this series of videos to such a wonderful projectile as a kettlebell. Many people have kettlebells at home, someone got them from their grandparents, and you can even imagine how much you can do exercises for absolutely every muscle group having just one such kettlebell at hand. Especially for this, I have created a separate playlist which will be replenished with videos dedicated to pump various muscle groups with the help of kettlebells. You can perform these exercises anywhere, whether it's an ordinary balcony, an entrance, an apartment, a street, or a gym. I will do all exercises at home. Today I will show you all the exercises with weights on the forearms. These exercises will allow you to work out your grip, pronator, supinator, straighten your hands, fingers, and also increase muscle volume. Of course, it is not necessary to perform absolutely all exercises in one workout. You can combine the exercises you need for your goals and objectives. I will make a small remark and tell you that working 15, 20 or more times, it is multi-reps, which will have a good effect on your rep muscle fibers responsible for endurance. Working in an amount of 5-12 times will be better to work out your white muscle fibers that function during power loads. I recommend performing each of these exercises in the amount of 4 working approaches, but you adjust the number to your individual characteristics and tasks. Let's go! The first part in this video will be dedicated to the flexor, and I will start with the standard exercises that you all know. I will finish with less common ones. I try to follow the order of exercises from simpler exercises to complex ones, but I think you will understand everything anyway. Flexion of the arms can be carried out in the sitting position with a closed fist, that is, then we do not open our fingers, and with an open grip then we lower the kettlebell on the fingers. All variations of exercises there we open the fist and lower the kettlebell on the fingers is the most difficult option. Also, the performance of this exercise can be complicated when we rest our hands on a rigid support, that is, a bench or a chair. Exercises with a belt, or you can use a towel, straightens our grip to a greater extent. Rolling is a rather difficult exercise. And if it is relatively easy to perform them in the straightened arm position, then it is much more difficult to do with the support. Also, some of these exercises can be performed in a standing position. Next, we move on the extensor muscles. It is difficult to perform extensions with the kettlebells, but really you can help yourself with the second hand and work out the muscles pretty well. There are many variations of the executions and there is a slight difference in the grip. You can work in a closer when the weight is also distributed into your thumb, and you can take a projectile with a so-called monkey or an open grip. It's even harder to do that. Do not forget about static. It is also important. Working with the belt creates additional tension well, which works out your grip even better. And here is the very second variation of the pad, which we do in the opposite direction, unbending our forearms. Also, the exercise can be done finishing at the end of the workout. The third part of the video is devoted to the beam exercise. One of the most powerful exercises for a beam with a kettlebell is such as bringing two hands to yourself in the position of a kettlebell on the butt. Surely you have seen an attraction there you need to lift a 42 kilograms kettlebell in this way. If you want a video on this topic, I will definitely take it off and teach you how to lift 32 kettlebell in this way. I came to this pretty quickly. Next exercises on the pronator and supinator. In a simple way, pronation is then your palm comes to the down position, supination is the palm up. Exercises with all different rotations are well suited for boxers to straighten their wrist and raise, because these movements even somewhat repeat the final trajectory of the kick. The most difficult exercise with pronation and supination is working with a kettlebell, a kind of exercise from the list of old school strongmen. I couldn't do in the first time because of the slippery floor. If you can do it with one hand, I can recommend it wrapping two hands around the kettlebell urn and doing this movement. While the final part in my video will be a section dedicated to general developmental exercises to straighten the grip, fingers and brachialis muscles. Lifting weights behind the ear loads the radial muscle, brachialis very well, and also work out your pain threshold, because the exercise is quite uncomfortable. Moving from finger to finger will straighten your fingers very well. And pronations with the kettlebell are well suited as a warm-up at the beginning of workout. With the final exercise, I would like to show you such a cool variation for pumping grip straight. Not many people know this exercise, although it looks elementary and replaced the simulator for pumping the grip. The weight can be attached to the kettlebell by the ear is your kettlebell already light for you, and having built such an uncomplicated structure, you will add very well to your dynamometry. If you like this video, put likes, write comments, share this video with your friends and write exercises that you still know on the forearms with the kettlebells. Maybe I missed something. Well, as always, I wish you to be in a shape and develop professionally. See you soon!